Okay, super. So welcome to Creations by Karen. Happy Super Bowl Sunday, everybody. So today's craft is going to be made in the colors of the teams that will be playing at the Super Bowl today. Good morning, Heather. Don't go out. Don't go out in the cold. Stay inside. And craft. Okay, so I'm not going to actually tell you what I'm going to be making. You're going to have to kind of figure it out as we're going along, and if you can decide what it is going to be, then you just write down what you think I'm making. All right? Good morning, Mary. So anyways, let's just push forward and get crafty, okay? Good morning, Annie. So what I'm going to use to make this craft today, look at all you guys. Hi. Hey, everybody. Is 2 rolls of deco mesh in the red, because both teams playing in the Super Bowl today have red in their colors, so that's why we're using red, and the fact that it's a week before Valentine's Day, right? So going with red today, and I did manage to get this mesh at Michael's. It's not 10 inches, it's like not 10 feet, it's like 5.5 feet, so I need 2 rolls. But if you got mesh that had 10 yards in each roll, you'd only need 1, but I need 2 today. Good morning, Fort. Good morning, Marcia. Okay, so we're going to use 2 rolls of this particular mesh. I'm going to cut some pieces with that one. I'm just going to put this down. And we're also going to use a Unique in the Creek small flower board. You've seen me make stuff out of one of these before. Good morning everyone. And I've preloaded this board already, so just because it takes a bit of time to do that, and I didn't want to be here all day. Right. Okay. So this is Unique in the Creek small flower board. You're going to need some tools. You're going to need something to cut tie wraps with, and then some grips to pull the tie wraps tight. And I'm not going to be able to use my handy dandy new tool today because, well, I'm not going to tell you why. We're just going to see why. Good morning, Dave. And you're going to need a couple of sizes of tie wraps. I get these usually at Home Depot. They're a bag of 1,000 for like 20 bucks or so. These are the 4-inch ones, and then I'm going to need a few of the bigger ones, like so. Okay? You good so far? Any guesses? Any guesses yet what we're making? Just because I'm using a flower board doesn't mean I'm making a flower. Let's see your guess. Good morning, Stephanie. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to cut the mesh. I am going to be using a wood burner. Yes, I'm going to be using my wood burner. And if you're cutting a lot of mesh at one time, good morning, Patch, make sure you use something to protect your nose and mouth, because apparently it can be toxic to both humans and pets, right? So I don't want myself or Lexi to get sick. And of course I made this handy dandy little mesh cutting device. And I'm just going to place it on here, like so. Right? You don't need to use one of these, but I do, just it makes it easier. So, because I'm only going to cut a couple of these, just to show you how to cut with your wood burner, I'm not going to protect myself, right? And you don't have to use a wood burner on this particular, what we're making. I'm not even going to tell you what I'm making. You got to figure it out, right? So, my wood burner has been heating up for a bit. So I'm just going to cut the first piece, because this piece is kind of wonky, right? It's the first piece of the roll. So I'm just going to come down and use my wood burner and cut through it. Now this is heavily foiled mesh, so you have to kind of do it slow just to make sure that it all cuts, right? See how there's pieces of foil kind of hanging out? So I'm just cutting these off here. There we go. There. Okay, so that is just the first piece that I cut off because I want it to be straight. As straight as you can. A football, maybe? Okay, that's a good guess, but that's not what it is. A football. Wrong shape, Debbie. Good try. Maybe. Okay, so I have marked on my grid 10 inches. So I'm just going to come down, and I might put something just to weight the one end. And just come down with my wood burner and cut down to 10 inches. Like that. And try to get as straight as you can. And that's why a grid is nice, right? So there's one. And here's another one. Some sort of football shield for whichever team wins. Okay, good guess. Not correct, but good guess. Okay. So I did do another quiz for you. So 43% of women in their first 5 years of their relationship received this on Valentine's Day. 43%. So they polled 100 people, or 100 women, and 43 of the 100 said they received this in the first 5 years of their relationship, or whatever. Now, I did enjoy reading all your comments. There was a lot of nothings. People got nothing for Valentine's Day, which, not sure how I feel about that. I would say, did you end up marrying that person? Because that's sort of indicative of what's going to happen on other festivities, right? Okay, I've cut 3 of these. And I'm just going to put this down. So I know who you are. That said nothing. Is it the logo? Oh my goodness, look at chocolates. Alright. Chocolates is a good guess. It's not the right one, but okay. Sadly, yes. I see that. Is that the logo for the team that wins? No. Flower. Yes. Okay, so there are people that have... There you go, guys. Roses. That's what we're making today. We're making a rose. Right? And we're making a red rose for the colors of the teams that are playing in the Super Bowl today. So, good job, guys, answering that. That's awesome. Right? You guys are hilarious. Okay. Are you going to make a Super Bowl? No. No, I'm not. I am going to be watching the Super Bowl, but I'm, and I do have a pick. I picked the team that Tom Brady's playing on, just because he's been around a long time, and he's, did they receive flowers? Yes. Flowers, yeah. So Tom Brady, I think, has played the most Super Bowls, so that's whom I'm picking. Not that I follow football at all. I always watch the Super Bowl. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you the petal that we're making. So I've cut these in 10-inch. It's just a 10-inch mesh, and I've cut it in 10 inches long. And see, there's a serged edge on 2 sides. And so what I want to do is take the top piece and come down and make a triangle, right? Now you don't want to squish this down. Just make a triangle like that. And then I've got my grid lines here. So I want to just go to the 2-inch part like that and squish it together. And then I've got these little rubber bands. Yes, flowers. Yep. And then I'm just going to put a little rubber band on this part, right? So you want these to be all about the same. So that's what you'll look like. It kind of looks like an umbrella, right? So I'm going to do 2 more. So just come down, right? Make a triangle. Don't squish this part because you want that to be a bit poofy. Come to a 2-inch mark. Take your little rubber bands and just place it down. Now, like that. So make sure you you pick a team, guys. And I know I had people say, I don't watch football. Okay, doesn't matter. Pick a team. So I think it's Tampa Bay and Kansas City, I think, that are playing. You just need to pick one. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put everybody, whoever you pick, I'm going to put them in a draw. And after the game, will probably be tomorrow, I'm going to, and you can only pick one team. You can't pick two, right? Both teams. After the one team wins, I'm going to pick somebody who's picked the correct team. Right, red roses. Yeah. And somebody's going to win a kit. Because I'm going to make these into a kit. And I think it's going to be the June tutorial. Tom Brady is eye candy. Yes, yes he is. And I know. We think alike, Sharon. Yes, it's all about the attire for Super Bowl. Okay, all right. So we'll see who wins, guys. Okay, so I've got my Unique in the Creek flower board, and I've loaded every one that's on here. Okay, and this is a Canadian board that's out of St. Catharines, I think. So anyways, what you want to do is you want to start at the outside, and you want to take your, I call this an umbrella, and I'm going to put this in every other one. Okay, so just place it down, and you want these to be all the same. So see how it's just touching this row? So I've skipped one, and it's just touching this row, and I'm just going to snug that up. Right? And I'm going to skip this one and go to this one. And you'll see why. Just follow along. So once again, put it in. I want it to touch this row and snug it up. And the halftime show. Yeah, I like the halftime show, definitely. Yep. I don't even know who's playing in the halftime show today. It'll be entertaining. I like the commercials too. Although the Budweiser guys aren't. I like the Budweiser with the little dog. So remember, skip one. Yes. Yes, this will be a kit, and I'm going to have it in a lot of different colors. I have done a few already, just to see how it turns out. I'll show you at the end what they look like, so you can see the different colors. Okay, so remember I'm skipping one. Put this in here. Now, this is not hard to make. It takes a bit of time. I did all these petals beforehand. Who's performing at halftime? I have no, oh, The Weeknd. Is that who it is? Okay, good. Good to know. Got my whole box of petals here. Because you're going to need 36, like 40 or so petals to make this. 40-ish. Skip one and put this one in. And you see the board here? You're not going to see the board when I'm done. Yes. Right? I know. Okay. So then this is my last one going in on this round. And then I'm going to go ahead and show you what I'm going to do on the next round. Okay? So I'm going to put this in like this and then tighten it up. Okay? And I'm going to cut all these off. And I'm just using small wire cutters to do this. Don't have to worry about moving your tie wrap over to the side, the head of it. You don't need to worry about that. Tampa Bay. Okay, Carolyn, Tampa Bay. Oh, is that what they're doing? Putting their money towards COVID? That's good. That's good. So we'll see how many people had Super Bowl parties. That number will show up probably this week or maybe next week. How many people got together and and celebrated Super Bowl. Because of course we're still on lockdown here in London. So we shouldn't be out of our bubble. Now, I'm going to take some tie wraps, and I am going to be using the 4-inch tie wrap. And I'm going to come into the same hole that I put these in. Okay, so once again, just place your tie wrap in and come around, feed it in through the back, and just close it so you can hear it tighten, right? You'll hear a click when you do this. I also believe no Coke or Pepsi. Wow. So just go ahead and put another tie wrap in all these ones that you've already put a petal in. And you're probably asking, why are you doing that? I'll show you. I'll show you why. Because this is the outside petal. So just keep coming around. Good. And this one in. I wonder what Mr. Ford is going to say on Monday about reopening. Be interesting to see what he says, what he comes up with. I don't think the hot zones are going to open up. Just sort of the people that numbers are really quite low, I think will be opening. I think yesterday we had 36 maybe in London, which is still pretty good given our population. This is better than a bouquet. Yes. Thanks, Heather. Yep. And go around. Okay, so you've put your first petals on. You haven't done anything to them yet, except put them in, and then put this one in. Second one. Alright, one more. And then put this one in. Alright, so then what I want to do is go around and clip off the excess. I'm going to use my aviation snips for this. The excess of the bottom here. And I'm just going to cut it off where I have my rubber band, because that's a good way for me to know how much I want to cut off, because my rubber band is down a little bit. They should be all about the same, I guess. Anyway. Coming around and cut all these excess off. Our numbers for COVID deaths are starting to fall. Oh, that's good, Jackie. I'm glad to hear that, my friend. Be safe there. You've got that extra bonus strain happening there, so it's very, apparently very, spreads quickly, that strain. I don't know how many cases we have in Canada of that. There's a few anyway. Alright, so I've cut those off. Now, and once again, when I do a tutorial on this, for people that have bought kits, I'm going to be a lot slower making this. But today, we're just going to move it along, okay? So I'm going to take one end, see the two ends, and I'm going to stick it in this tie wrap that I've placed down. Like that. And then on the one next to it, I'm also going to place it down in that tie wrap. So there's one sort of here that's kind of just hanging out, And then I've brought these two down, and I'm just going to snug that up. And this just scallops the outside edge. And I'm going to do that all the way around. So, I'm skipping this one, right? So I'm going to place this in. Okay. And then take this one and come in. And this, once again, just makes an outside scallop on your rose. You'll see what I mean when we're done. Okay? And yes, this does take a little bit of time to do it. And it's not hard to make, it's just time consuming. So bring this one down. Like that. Bring this one and stick it in. Just tighten it up. Good. Glad everybody's following me here. Give me a thumbs up if you're still following what I'm doing here. Place it down. Awesome. Place this one down. So you can make this however you want. Some people start in the center. Some people start at the outside like I'm doing. It's just easier for me to show you the outside way first, right? So just bring this down. Now when I'm making these, I do start at the center and work my way to the outside, but this is an easier way for me to show you how to do the outside scalloped edge. And I'll hold it up once it's all in, right? So you can see. This in, this one in. And you don't have to use a wood burner to cut your mesh with this paddle, this one, because you're not going to see any of the unfinished edges. Good. Glad to see you guys. Awesome. Just bring this down. And bring this one down here. Oops. Stick it in. There we go. And cut. Snug your tie wrap up. I'm just going to shut that fan off. Got a heater going because it's cold out and my basement's chilly. Okay? And then I'm going to take, this is my last one, yep, my last one, put this one in, and then bring this one and place it in, like so. So when you're using these Unique in the Creek boards, it's awesome because there's no thought that really, I mean, this is mindless. You can make these and watch a TV, you don't have to count, you just know where everything's going to go. Okay? So snug it up. And then, there we go, like that. And then I'm just going to clip these off. Okay? And I'm not going to worry about the excess on this one. You're not going to see it. 6, 7, and 8. Okay. Alright. So, this is what we got so far. Okay? So you can see all the ruffles, scallops, edges, and they're all uniform. They're all about the same size. And we're going to move forward into the center. So I'm also going to need a clothes peg, right? So we have 4 in the center, and I'm going to just take my first one, place it towards the center, right? This way. This one. And you can start anywhere on this. Once again, I'm going about about a half an inch past the rubber band that I've placed, and I'm going to cut that rubber band off, this piece. I'm going to cut my tie wrap, and I'm also going to cut this excess. Good. There we go. All right. And then on the next one, I'm going to face it the opposite direction. So just take your umbrella, I call these umbrellas, and you're going to go in this way. Once again, about the same length. Snug it up. Cut the tie wrap off and cut the excess off. Good morning, Jerry. Yes, I'll stay inside today. I might have to go out briefly, but I'm not going to be traveling, that's for sure. Okay, go to the next one. Come into the middle, because it's every other on this inside piece. And just snug it up. Cut your tie wrap off. Cut your excess off. Okay? And then this next one. Good morning, Carla. Cold out? Yep. Cold, Carla. Oh, I don't like cold. And then coming to the outside. So inside, outside is where you're going to put your tails. Alright? Snug it up. So the hardest part about doing this is the inside piece. Everything else is pretty simple. Alright. So there's where we're at. I've got my 4 inside pieces, right? So I'm going to start making the sort of center of the rose. So I want to take one, doesn't matter which one you use, and I'm just going to roll it halfway and then take the other side and just come around like this. So there's the first petal of my rose, right? So I'm going to take my clip and hold that in place. So that's what it looks like, right? And then I'm going to come to the next one, and I'm always go to my right just because that's the way I roll. Once again, place it down, take your clip off, come around, and you just want to make sure that you're holding it snug. And so I like these to be really tight, and then once I get more petals on, I'll open it up, right? So there's my second one in, and this one's popping out, don't worry about it, it'll stick down. And then go to the next one, come around, and then take this and come around like that, and then take your last one once again and come around. And I like these to be really snug, but not too snug that you actually pull it out of the tie wrap, right? And then I take my clip and I just clip it. Okay? So there's what I'm looking for the first part of my rose. Right? Can you see that? Very pretty. Thank you. Alright, so going forward to the next row, I'm going to put all my petals in facing out. Right? Not facing in, facing out. Not completed yet. No, it's not, Mary. Just wait, Brenda. Okay, so I'm going to take my petal, place it going towards the outside of the board, right? Once again, come down about a half an inch past your rubber band that you've placed. Yes, I will be making kits for these. I've got down behind me There's a pink one that I've done that's really pretty. And then there will be, I think I have done an orange, and I'll show you that in a minute. Just going to place these all facing out. Orange, I like the orange. And I will be making a yellow that's popular. It's my favorite rose is yellow. I like yellow roses. I'm going to put all my mesh in before I clip my tie wraps off and my excess. So come in, place this down. Tampa Bay. All right, Tampa Bay it is for you. I'll go down and write all these down, and then I'll make a draw. Somebody's going to win a kit, right? Not a one that I've already made. You guys are going to make a kit. And I'm going to do the rose tutorial, I believe, for the kits in June. I haven't picked the date yet, but it will be in June. Be a nice June wreath for your door. Just take another one, stick it in. So I still have 2 kits left for the gnome that we're making on March 1st. If anybody wants a gnome, I did get extra stuff to make because I had that was popular, so I'm going to go ahead and make that on March 1st. So everybody that has a kit. So if you purchase the kit, you know, if you've got it, you know that the mesh is already, or sorry, the yarn is already cut for you. The board is already loaded with the tie wraps, and I've given you a couple of sticks of Gorilla Glue. You've got the nose, you've got the fabric, the hat's already made. Yeah, it's pretty easy to make, right? But I'm just going to go step by step. You guys can make it. And I think it'll be cute because then you could swap out the hat and put like, you could put like a Halloween hat on it or a Christmas hat. I'm going to make a purple one your favorite color. That's good, Jerry. Alright, so see where I've got my, that's where I'm sort of started. I've got my clip there. I'm not going to take that clip off. I'm just going to go to the last clip, tie wrap, and place this in. And I know I'm going to start where my clip is, but before I do anything else, I'm going to cut my tie wraps off and cut a little bit of the excess off, right? Because that's how we work it here. That's how I do it. You don't have to cut the excess off. I like to do that, and only the reason is I don't like all the excess sticking in. It just lies a little bit better if you cut the excess tie wrap off and the excess mesh. It lies flat better. For me, anyway. Going forward here. Doing good. Roses are the flower for June. Yep. Good. It was smart to do it in June then. I haven't picked a date for it, no. I will let you guys know when that will be. But of course, if you bought a kit and you're not available on the day I make it, you can just watch it on the replay, right? Okay, so just go around, cut them all off. Now I'm going to cut my excess mesh off here. Same way as I did on the other one. If I can use scissors on this. This mesh is very thick. Just cut these off. You can hear Lexi. Not sure what she's doing. There we go. And you don't have to cut this excess off. I just do. Just because it's just a little bit, it makes it lay a little bit flatter. And that's what I like. And this will fit between 2 doors if you have a screen door on your front door or your back door. It will be fine. All right, one more. Okay. Okay, so now I got to find my clip, which is right here. So I know that I want to start my wrapping of my mesh right where this clip was, right? So I just take my, and I'm going to work in the same direction going to my right. Take my first mesh, wrap it around, come around the whole thing. This is kind of hard to see, right? And then take your next one and do exactly the same thing. Place it down, come around, and it gets quite full and big, and that's what you want. Place it down, come around, and you can, and once you get here, you can place your clip down because you'll have a little bit more space. So place it down and come around. Now I am going to take a little bit of hot glue at the end and tuck. You just use a little bit of hot glue to make sure that all the ends stay down. Oops, there goes my tool. Take this one, place it down. I'll show you what it looks like when I got it all down. Place it around. So this is not hard to do at all. Just takes a bit of time. Most things in life that are nice take a bit of time to make, right? Just come around. So I want to make sure that my center is really tight, but these ones don't have to be because you want fill. Right? So then you take your last piece, place it down, and then come around. Right? So once again, don't worry about this stuff popping up. Take my clip, come down. Right? So there's where we're at right now. Wish I had another clip. I'm not worried. There you go. Okay, so that's what your second round looks like. Good? Are you just holding in place? Yeah, I am. I'm just holding it in place, Annie. Okay? So I'm going to put my next row in, and that's going to be, once again, facing this way. So just take this, place it towards the outside. Now I'm going to come right where the rubber band is this time. And what I like to do is wrap it at the time that I'm putting it down. Okay, and I'm going to get another clip. Give me a sec. Cutter. There we go. Okay, so when I place it down, right, I'm just going to take a clip and just clip it in place, right? And you don't have to do this, but I think it's the easiest way to do it. It's just clip it as you're going along, cut your tie wrap off. Right? So I'm putting my next one in towards the outside. Snug it up. What are you doing? Now I'm going to place it down. And I'm going to just clip it. And take this clip out. place this beside it. Just clip it down. Okay, see, as I'm putting my petals in, I'm just clipping it down, right? So it just keeps it laying the way you want it to lay. Cut my tie wrap off, go to the next one. Place it down. Yes. And as it gets fuller, you're not going to really have to worry about it too much, right? So, and you don't have to do it the way I'm doing it, guys. You can make it your own, right? But I found this way to be the best way for me. It certainly doesn't have to be the way you have to do it, right? Like I say with everything that we make it your own. Just do it how you want to do it. Okay? There's where we're at. Cut this off. Go to the next one. And before we went about an inch or about a half an inch past the rubber band that I placed, but I'm not doing that this time. I'm just placing it right at the rubber band. Just to make it a little bit bigger. Place this down. And as it gets fuller, you're not going to have to place it down. I just do. Just because it keeps it in place for me. Just call me OCD. I'm totally good with that. I think when you're a crafter, you tend to be a little bit OCD, which is fine. Social hour gay. It's nice to see everybody here today. Super Bowl Sunday. Just come around and place it down. I'm going to have to use a clip here because it's starting to travel. It's okay. And once I get all these petals in, I'm going to do some adjustments. It's no big deal. Looks good, guys. Like it. Next one. So I'll pick it up and show you after I put each row in so you can see where I'm at and how it works. And like I said, you can like place all your petals in and then go around and wrap them. This is just the way that I've chosen to do it. It's not the way it needs to be done or has to be done. It's just the way that works best for me. So you just find the way that works best for you and you just do it like that. It's again coming around. Just a couple more to go. Looks good. Yeah, I like it too, Lise. You working tomorrow, Lise? I'll see you tomorrow if you are working in the morning. I love it too. Oh, I'm glad, guys. I like it when you guys like it. Makes it worthwhile me doing it, right? Got one more to go in. Cut this off. So doing this part does not take the time. The time is cutting the mesh, making the petal. Pick your last one. Go in. Place it down and snug it up. Go. Alrighty. This is my last piece. And come around. Put this one down first, I think. Now once again, once I have all my petals in, I'm going to like fluff it out so you can't see all these extra pieces, right? Okay, so there's where we're at so far, guys. That's what our rose is looking like so far. What do you think? You like it? Give me a thumbs up if you like it. I am so... Well, thank you, Bonnie Jo. In some things, I am. And other things, not so much. Okay. So we're on to our last row. And these are the tie wraps that I had put in that I didn't use on the outside. Remember? Remember we went every other? And this is the one that I'm putting on that is the other part. That makes sense? The other. So once again, just take it and you're going to the outside, right? And what I like to do, place them all in, and then cut my tie wrap off, but don't wrap them yet. It's lovely. Good. I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you like it, guys. So you're just going to the every other. And this just tucks in. You're not going to see it. It'll be awesome. I've made a few of these now, so I kind of got it down. So practice makes perfect with most things in life. And that goes true with the rose. Where are we at with time? 9:49. We're on schedule. Perfect. So pretty for sure. I'm glad you like it, Mary. Glad you like it, Brenda, too. Happy? Makes me happy when you guys like it. Okay. And this is the tie wraps that I put in on the outside that I didn't put anything in when I did the outside scallop. And once again, when I do the tutorial, I'll take a lot more time to make this. To show you guys, if you have a kit, that it's easy to do, but I'll take my time and make sure you guys are doing what you're supposed to be doing. Because everybody does stuff at their own, like their own way. And I think it's important for you to find your own way of doing things. Whichever works best for you. That's what I think. Because we're all unique. Sometimes people say I'm very unique. Yeah, I'll own it. I am. I'm a little bit unique. I like things a certain way, and that's okay. Just putting my outside petals on now. Once again, these are facing the outside. They're tucking under, so you're not going to see them. Just snug it up. And where are we at? Yep, here's another one. Put this in. And snug it up. So when you do the outside ones, You don't need to worry about, we're in. We got them all in. You don't need to worry about clipping them down, because when I get all these in, I'm going to go through and just use a little bit of hot glue and put them down. Once I get all my petals in place where I want them, then I will go around with some hot glue and just hot glue them a little bit up down, okay? Just stops them from kind of popping up. And I'm just cutting all these extra tie wraps off. Perfect, okay. So I'm going to start here because that's where my clothes peg is. So I'm just going to take this, and like I said, I'm going to start and just place this down. Take this clothes peg off. And I'm just going to place it down and just start wrapping it around. And you don't want this to be tight. You just want it full. Okay, this one next to it, because I go always to my right. Place it down. Bring it around. You want it to cover so much. So just place this down. The next one. Place it down. It's pretty, guys. This comes around here. The next one down. See how these are starting to like pop up, and that's okay. I'm just going to get some hot glue when we're done. Gorilla Glue fixes everything. Just place it down. Oh, got a clip there. Take that off. Very pretty. I like it. I like it. Alright. And then all I want to do is just gently start opening it up. You want to do this really slowly. Okay, so there's where we're at with my rose. Now, like I said, I'm going to go through and tack some of these pieces down with hot glue just to keep them in place, right? But this is where we're at so far. Ta-da! Okay? What do you think? Give me a thumbs up if you like it. It's so pretty. Yes, it is. Okay? So I'm going to stand up. Got my hot glue gun on. And I'm going to just do some little, oh good guys. That's good. Alright. So I like to start in the center. I just want to tuck this down. Make sure everything looks good. So, got my hot glue. I know that I want to tack this one down because it's starting to travel on me. So that one looks good. This one looks like it wants to travel, so I'm just going to just hot glue that one down. So I like to come around. The other ones look good, so I'm going to travel. Glue that down. Don't have to do it to everyone, just a few, the ones that like, because this is mesh and they like to stick to each other, so that's why you don't need to hot glue every single one. Well, I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you like it, guys. Thank you. Good. I like it. Just tuck these down. These want to travel. Pretty. It's very, very pretty. All right. Let's go around and have a look. All right, my friends. That is our rose. I like it. Now you can go ahead and put some greenery on it. I'm not going to. I think it just looks like, I like things simple. I like it to look elegant, so I'm going to just leave it the way it is. Yay! So that's what the red one looks like. This is what the orange one looks like. I did it in orange. Pretty, eh? There's the orange. And then I'll get up and come around. So this is the pink that I did, and I did put a little green on there. So that's the pink one. I like it. And this is red with a little bit of green, so you guys can see how the green comes in. All right. So today, after the Super Bowl, if you've made your pick, you have to do a pick though. I'm going to enter everybody that picks the winning team into a draw, and you can only pick once, right? So you can't pick one and then the other one, because I know some of you people will do that. Don't do that. So just one pick, and then I'll make a selection, random draw, and one of those people are going to win a kit, a rose kit. And you can pick whatever color you want, and we'll do that in June, okay? So that's it for today. I'm going to show you what we're making next Sunday. There will not be a $10 Tuesday. Sorry, not this week. But this is what we're going to do for next week. I like to put this in the middle of my giant wreath. So this is what we're doing next week. Next Sunday morning. What do you think, guys? I know, right? It's so pretty. Pansies. It's got pansies on it. So that's what we're going to make next Sunday morning at 9 o'clock. If all of you guys are up and watching, make sure you stop in and say hi. So until then, be safe. Stay in your bubble. No Super Bowl parties, because I'll know, because next week our numbers are going to go up. And you're welcome. And until then, love you all and be safe, everybody. Bye now.